Colombia faces several environmental issues, and deforestation is one of them. We have to take into account that deforestation affects the ecosystem services and therefore affects the community. The continental territory of Colombia has about 52% of the area covered by natural forests, which in addition to conserving high biodiversity, provide a flow of goods, services, and cultural values for the welfare of local communities that inhabit and depend on these ecosystems. It is estimated that from 1990 to 2016, more than 6 million hectares have been deforested, which affects the invaluable loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services, the affectation of vital spaces for the good living of local communities, the detriment of economic resources, and the increase in greenhouse gas emissions. Forests in Colombia supply about 9 million tons of firewood each year for domestic and industrial consumption, and provide the services of regulation and supply of water for human consumption and agricultural processes. Forests provide many ecosystem services. The professional services we find raw materials. The great diversity of woods are used for construction and fuels. Forests also play a vital role in the global hydrological cycle, as they regulate the flow and purification of water, influencing the quantity of water available locally. In forests, there are great conditions for growing food, and wild food from these places are often underestimated. The biodiversity available provide many plants used as traditional medicines, as well as providing the raw materials for the pharmaceutical industry. Habitat is a supporting service. It provides anything that an individual plant or animal needs to survive. Vegetation cover provides a vital regulating service by preventing soil erosion. Also, as trees and plants grow, they remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and effectively lock it away in their tissues. Trees provide shade, while forests influence rainfall and water availability. But why does deforestation happen? Commercial agriculture is estimated to be the proximate driver for around 80% of deforestation worldwide. Timber and logging activities account for more than 70% of total degradation in Latin America. Illegal mining and growing of crops is a very high driver here in Colombia and one that is very difficult to control. Underlying drivers consist of an interplay of demographic, economic, and social-cultural factors, economic growth based on the export of primary commodities, and the fact that population growth is closely interrelated with increased demand for agricultural land. We all know deforestation has huge impacts, starting by the huge loss of biodiversity, especially here in Colombia. Also, without the trees there to absorb the gases used by the greenhouse effect, they are released into the atmosphere and deteriorate the ozone layer, which causes the process of global warming. The Amazon rainforest as a whole is incredibly important in balancing the atmospheric carbon levels. It contains 10% of all the world's plants and animals, 40,000 species of plants and over 400 mammals. Taking into account there are also other regions being affected. We propose two main solutions. First, environmental education. Raising awareness in communities lets them see the values of forest services, but also shows them how to contribute with the preservation of them. Be made with regular mesas ambientales or programs such as RED+. Ensure citizen participation. Second, there is PES, Payment for Ecosystem Services, or PSA in Spanish. Financing of PES comes from the government, ordinary donations, and from the enterprises that want to compensate their CO2 emissions. It is important to note that the enterprises contributing also receive benefits such as tax exemption and added value to their products. For this to work, we need to raise general awareness in Colombia, pushing the NGOs to give more exposure to the problem, the solutions, and the ways which people can help them. In conclusion, we must build a real forest governance from the local scale, engaging communities to behave as environmental authorities and create rural development. PES are only capable of great reduction in deforestation if the government ensures a safer environment.